Also, Complex has put out their 10 most influential women in sports. And Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number one.
Caitlin Clark has done it once more. Not only is she breaking records on the court, but now she's been named the most influential female athlete by Complex. This solidifies her place as the top name in sports today. And here's the twist. She even surpassed Angel Reese for the honor, which, predictably, Reese isn't too happy about.
It's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on has been something I try to get.
While Caitlin Clark continues to break records and grow the game, Angel Reese seems more focused on making excuses. Reese is pretending this award doesn't matter, but let's be honest, if she had won, we'd never hear the end of it. Instead of celebrating Clark's success, Reese is busy downplaying her achievements, all while spending more time on TikTok than working on her game.
Announcing the top 10 most influential athletes. Right now, these athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark, check. Breaking records, Caitlin Clark, check. Proving their impact goes far beyond the game, from sold-out arenas to game-changing moves in business and fashion. These women are leading the way. If this is a top 10 list, then sitting on the top of that list, there's only one right answer. There's only one correct choice.
Let's be clear, this isn't just about an award. It's about who the fans are really supporting. One player has everyone tuning in to watch her incredible talent on the court. The others? They're making headlines for anything but basketball. Some may call it a rivalry, but let's face it, it's hard to call it a competition when one player is consistently winning.
What is your stance on that? So, my whole thing was when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm cool. Pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm all right, cool. I can just hoop. So I'm all right, cool.
It's because you started killing.
Well, yeah.
You're oh,
I'm still a rookie. I'm still figuring it out. Trying to figure.
All right, let's break it down. Why did Caitlin Clark win this award? What makes her influence so hard to ignore? And why is Angel Reese acting like she's been robbed? We're about to dive into the numbers, the impact, and the entertaining aftermath. Let's get into it.
And Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number one. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at that. I think it's hilarious. I will tell you right off the bat, I don't believe there's a singular world, where Angel Reese should be ahead of Simone Biles either. There, I put that out loud.
Caitlin Clark didn't just break records, she obliterated them. 62 records shattered in one season. That's incredible. This isn't just about making history, it's about rewriting the whole record book. No player in WNBA history has ever dominated like this, and this is only her first year.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
more history for the Fever Rookie!
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
My goal is to be one of the best players in the world someday. I wouldn't expect anything less. More history is just part of the journey for this rookie. I'll keep being myself, and I believe good things will keep coming.
The woman who's been putting women's basketball on her back for the better part of 3 years now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark has men watching women's basketball.
But here's where it gets even crazier. Caitlin Clark didn't just post amazing numbers. She completely turned around an entire franchise. Before she arrived, the Indiana Fever were stuck at the bottom, struggling to stay relevant. Then Clark stepped in, and just like that, they made the playoffs for the first time in almost 10 years. That's not just personal success. That's a game-changing impact on the team.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's off-court impact, because this is where she truly stands apart from her so-called rivals. In her rookie season, the WNBA's merchandise sales skyrocketed by 500%. That's right, 500%. The moment Clark hit the court, demand for league gear went through the roof. Jerseys, t-shirts, memorabilia, you name it. It was flying off the shelves at a pace the WNBA had never seen before. And we all know who wasn't part of that rush. Angel Reese's jerseys? Just sitting there, gathering dust, while Clark sold out in minutes.
So that's what they got on her. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number one. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number one. Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. That's right. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Clark's impact is undeniable. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105%.
This isn't just about jersey sales, though. Caitlin Clark's influence is transforming the entire WNBA's economy. Viewership is at an all-time high, and arenas that once struggled to fill seats are now packed to capacity, specifically when Clark is in town. Teams that used to beg fans to show up are now scrambling to add more seating just to meet the demand.
Because when we went to the WNBA games and we went to go watch Caitlin Clark when they came to play the Washington Mystics in DC, and they shut that they had to move the game from the Washington Mystics WNBA arena to the actual Washington arena where the Wizards played, and it was packed. It was sold out for people to see Caitlin Clark. That did not happen the day before that when they went to Chicago to play Angel.
Even sports economists are stunned by Caitlin Clark's impact. David Leviel, one of the top names in sports business, called her a lightning rod for women's basketball, comparing her to Michael Jordan in how she's boosting the game's visibility and value. And honestly, it's hard to argue with that.
I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But A'ja Wilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the number one pick. They were the worst team last year. And there is value that I can attach.
Let's talk real numbers. Caitlin Clark's rookie season alone brought in an impressive $36 million for Indianapolis, just from one player. And this is just the start. Experts are predicting that Clark's rise will increase the overall value of women's basketball by a massive $1.6 billion in the next 3 years. Yes, billion.
Talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player every single year because of what he meant to his team and what he meant to the league. And, oh, by the way, winning 6 titles. Can't argue with that. Caitlin Clark may not win titles. Las Vegas is still a great team. But the fact that she is doing what she's doing, and at a very high level, you know, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still trying to figure out why she wasn't named most influential. Maybe if she spent more time focusing on her game and less time venting on social media, she'd be in a different position.
About sports. It's about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, it's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese. Stop it. Stop it. There's a dude on the internet who cracks me up. Or on TikTok. Together a shitload of Angel Reese clips. And it'll say Angel Reese part 36. And it goes, Angel Reese going up for another layup. She misses. And I mean, dude, it's the funniest shit. And my whole thing is this, dude. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe.
Caitlin Clark's journey to these awards might seem inevitable, but the real story is much bigger. Remember Angel Reese? She was hyped up as Clark's biggest competition, with the media building up a so-called rivalry between them. It was sold as the ultimate showdown, a season-long battle that had fans on the edge of their seats. But let's be honest, was it ever really that close?
Angel Reese is better than Caitlin Clark is saying Rodman was better than Michael Jordan, or Ben Wallace was better than Kobe, or even Andre Drummond was better than LeBron. And I shouldn't have to point out that Angel Reese is actually a poor defender.
From the beginning, the media pushed the idea of a head-to-head battle between two rookies for WNBA supremacy. But as the season went on, it became clear this wasn't a matchup of equals. One player was dominating the league, while the other was making more headlines off the court than on it.
Reese, 3 on 3, part 13, let's get it! Classic long two. PSA, no rims or backboards were harmed during the filming of this video. Viewers are encouraged to look away. What? I heard her say that she might sit out if the WNBA doesn't pay her what she deserves. Say $1 million for every missed layup is fair. Our stat petting queen properly. Fair wages for all. I repeat, fair wages. Remember, they're coming to see her. Long two, butter pecan.
Caitlin Clark earned Rookie of the Year and a spot on the first team All-WNBA, and that's when it all became clear. She didn't just win, she completely dominated. The supposed competition wasn't even close. But instead of congratulating Clark, Angel Reese took to social media, claiming Clark didn't deserve the honor. It's like losing a race by a mile and then asking for a recount.
Her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of it.
I thought scoring, yes, she's the all-time greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, men's or women's. But passing like this, I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque bounce passing. I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque two-handed, full court, touchdown pass kind of passing. The likes of which I don't see in the WNBA.